Hello students, welcome to my channel. Today we will be learning about the chapter A Letter to God. It is a very interesting chapter, so let's get started. The story is about Lancho, who is a very sweet and an interesting character. So let's dive deep into his life and peep into this phase of his life. The story starts by describing his house, which is a kind of a solitary house because it is only one in the entire valley, and it is at the crest of a low hill or at the top of a low hill. And from this height, one could see the river and the field of ripe corn, which is marked with the flowers that always promised a good harvest. It means that the yield of his crops was very good, but the only thing lacking was a good rain. So his crops needed rain badly. And throughout the morning, Lancho, who knew his fields very well or intimately, he had done nothing but he was just seeing in the sky towards the northeast, hoping for some rain. And then he is telling his wife, "Now we are really going to get some water, woman. So there is some hope of rain, right?" And his wife was preparing a dinner, and she is replying, "Yes, God is willing." And the older boys were working in the field and the smaller ones were playing near the house, and then his wife is calling them all, "Come for dinner." So here we are getting a vibe of a weather which is there before the rain comes, and it is really very sweet weather. And we can also see through these lines that there is a hard working farmer family who is totally dependent on farming or their crops for their livelihood. So for them, it is very important to get rain. So let's see further what. Rancho is very glad to see the rain, and he is enjoying himself very much in the rain. The air is also fresh and sweet, and he has gone out for no other reason but to have the pleasure of feeling the rain on his body. And now, with his full excitement and joy, he is saying, "These aren't raindrops falling from the sky, they are new coins." He is comparing big drops of rain with 10-cent pieces and the little ones with the fives. So, he is comparing these raindrops with new coins because this rain will bring to him money. The crops which he will sell will earn him a good amount of money. That's why he is comparing these raindrops with coins, right? And with a very satisfying expression, he is regarding or looking very attentively his field, which is of the ripe corn with its flowers, which is covered in a curtain of rain. But suddenly something unexpected happens, and what it is? It is hailstone. So suddenly very large hailstones began to fall. These truly did resemble new coins. So now here new silver coins are being compared with the hailstones. Earlier these coins were being compared to the wealth which Lancho will get, but now it is being transformed into hailstones, right? So this is a kind of irony. The writer is saying it in a destructive way that now the rain which was going to bring wealth for Lancho is now going to earn him a bad luck. This will affect the livelihood of Lancho, right? So now the boys, they are running out to collect these frozen pearls. The weather was getting more harsh, and Lancho is hoping that let it pass quickly, but it did not pass quickly. The hail rained on the house for an hour, at the garden, the hillside, the cornfields, on the whole valley, and the whole field was white as if it was covered with salt. Not a leaf remained on the trees. The corn was totally destroyed. The flowers were gone from the plants. Lancho's soul was filled with sadness. So here, what happened after the hailstorm is being described. So you need to note this. And from this, we could assume the story of many farmers like Lancho, that even if a single factor is deficient, then it can ruin the whole crop. And this, if this thing continues, then it can even lead to a vicious cycle of debts because many farmers are reliant on loans which they have taken to grow their crop, and if they don't yield a good crop or money, then they won't be able to repay their loan, and a vicious cycle of debt keeps on developing. And it not only leads to financial distress but also the emotional and social distress of not being able to feed their families. Now, Lencho is in grief, and what he is saying that a plague of locusts would have left more than this. The hail has left nothing. This year we will have no corn. So now Lencho is saying that it would have been better to have a plague of locusts. Plague means a disease, and locusts means it is a kind of insect. Okay, so if it would have been an insect attack, it would have been better than the hailstorm, because the hailstorm has left nothing, but a plague would have left something. Okay, and that night was a sorrowful one. All our work for nothing. There is no one who can help us. We will all go hungry this year. So now Lencho is grieving that nothing is left and we will go hungry this year. But in the hearts of all who lived in that solitary house in the middle of the valley, there was a single hope, help from God. But there was a single hope in the hearts of the people, and that was help from God. So Lencho believed in God, and he had a great belief in God. So he was hoping that definitely God will do something. Lencho is assuring his family that don't be so upset. Even though this seems like a total loss, remember, no one dies of hunger. That's what they say. No one dies of hunger. So in this way, he is consoling his family that definitely they will get some solution. And all through the night, Lencho was thinking only of help from God, whose eyes, as he had been instructed, means he would have been told about the generosity of God from his elders. It sees everything, even what is deep in one's conscience. It means God can see everything, even what is not visible, which is in the inner soul. God has the capacity to see even that thing. Lencho was an ox of a man. It means he was a very powerful person, working like an animal in the fields, but still he knew how to write. So he was the whole day very busy in his work, but still he knew how to write. The following Sunday at daybreak, he began to write a letter which he himself would carry to town and place in the mail. It was nothing less than a letter to God. So now he began to write a letter to God. This shows that how firmly he believes in God. He has a very much devotion towards the God. So what he is writing, if you don't help me, my family and I will go hungry this year. I need 100 pesos in order to sow my field again and to live until the crop comes, because the hailstorm. So we all believe in God, and whenever we are in any problem, we definitely seek for the help from God. But here, this help is very different. You can see his belief is very different. He is like very sure that God will definitely help him. We tend to get solutions from God, that God, please give me some solution for this problem. But Lencho, he is in a hope that God will definitely offer him some money. So this is a kind of very firm and deep belief in God. And now he is dropping this message into the mailbox, and one of the employees, who is a postman, he is getting this mail, and he is going to his boss and he is laughing heartily. Heartily means very willingly he is laughing. Okay, because this is definitely very strange, right? And never in his career as a postman he had seen this address, because it was address of God. So after reading Rancho's letter, postmaster burst out laughing, because anybody would be astonished by such letter. But immediately he is also getting serious, and tapping the letter on his desk, he commented, "What faith! I wish I had the faith of the man who got this letter. Starting up a correspondence with God." Starting up a correspondence means Lencho is trying to have a direct contact with the divine energy, the God. So it is definitely a very deep faith. So postmaster is also willing that had I also had such faith in God. Now In order not to shake the writer's faith in God, the postmaster came up with an idea: answer the letter. So, postmaster is a very kind person. He is empathetic, generous, because in order not to shake the writer's faith, he is trying to help Lencho by writing a letter. And when he opened it, he realized that for helping Lencho, it was not just that he had to write a letter. It was not just his goodwill, ink and paper which would help him. He also needed something else for the same. And what was it? It was money, right? But he stuck to his resolution. It means he knew that he had to collect some money to help Lencho, but still he didn't decided to back off. He stuck to his resolution. He was in firm belief that he would definitely help Lencho. So now what is he doing? He is asking money from his employees, and he himself is contributing a part of his salary. Okay, and his several friends are also being asked to contribute money as an act of charity, right? So this is a very good idea by the postmaster, that he is contributing a part of his own salary, as well as he is asking his employees to give some amount of money. So the postmaster is smart and also very generous and empathetic, who does not want to shatter the Lencho's faith in God. So along with Lencho, we are amused by the character of Postman also. It was impossible for him to gather together the 100 pesos. So he was able to send the farmer only a little money than half. So he could contribute more than half of money, right? A little more than half. He put the money in an envelope addressed to Lencho, and with it a letter containing only a single word as a signature: God. So as a signature he is writing God. So one more good quality of the postmaster is coming up. What is it? Postmaster is selfless. How? Because he is not writing his name in the letter that he has helped him. He does not want to show Lencho that he has helped him. He is in the signature writing God, because he wants to show that God has helped him, not him. Yes. And the next Sunday, Lencho came a bit earlier than usual to ask if there was a letter for him. The postman handed him the letter, and the postmaster was looking towards him because he had helped Lencho. So he would definitely be curious to look for his reaction. And he was also very contented or satisfied because he had performed a good deed. That's very obvious. Whenever we perform any good task, we are very happy from inside. Our heart is very happy, right? So the same was for the postmaster. So now let's see what was Lencho's reaction. Lencho showed not the slightest surprise on seeing the money. Such was his confidence. So the intensity of his faith was such that he was not even slightly surprised by seeing the money. But he became angry when he counted the money. God could not have made a mistake, nor could he have denied Lencho what he had requested. So the money is less than what he asked for. So he is angry, as well as he still has the same faith in God. So what he is saying, that God could not have made a mistake. So he had asked for 100 pesos and 70. Why is it or just 70 pesos? But he is still confident that God could not have made this mistake. Immediately, Lencho went up to the window to ask for a paper and ink. On the public writing table, he started to write with much wrinkling of his brow, caused by the effort he had to make to express his ideas. So he was a bit stressful while writing the letter, and it was because he had to express his ideas. There was so much going in his mind which he had to express by writing to God. So he is writing a letter to God. So what is he writing? Let's see. When he is finishing, he went to the finishing to write. He is going to the window to buy a stamp, which he linked and then fixed it to the letter. So when the mail or the letter is falling into the mailbox, the postmaster, who is curious to know what Lencho has written, he went to open it. Even we are curious to know what Lencho has written. So let's read it. God, of the money that I asked for, only 70 pesos reached me. Send me the rest since I need it very much. But don't send it to me through the mail because the post office employees are a bunch of crooks. Rancho. So his reply just blew our mind, right? So Rancho is not even a bit thankful for the help from God, and he is complaining that please do send me the rest of the money. And he is so much trusting the God that God will definitely send him the rest of the money. And he is also skeptical about the post office employees. That how come we know that? Because he is asking God not to send the money through mail because the post office employees are a bunch of crooks or they are dishonest. Because the 100 pesos which God must have sent him, some of it would have been taken by the post office employees. This is the belief of Rancho, right? So till now we were praising Rancho for his faith in God, for his optimistic character, because he was so much positive that something would definitely happen. God doesn't allow anyone to go hungry to bed. So obviously he has such good qualities, his faith in God, his optimistic character, that is definitely very good. But here he is skeptical of the post employees. He is not even thinking twice, and he is just blaming post office employees that they must have taken his money. He is also very stern or relentless. That means he is uh, uh, not thinking long, and he is just after receiving 70 pesos, immediately he is asking for a letter, and he is immediately starting to write the letter. Okay, so it shows that he is not grateful for the help which he has got, and also that he is very stern or he is relentless, that what he wants he will definitely do that. He won't think the situation in another way. What his mind is thinking first, he is just accepting it. The story teaches us many good things which we should inculcate in our character from Rancho as well as the postmaster. It also shows us some negative qualities, right? Which we should try not to have in us, right? Means we should definitely not have such qualities in us, right? So, the story teaches us many good things which we should inculcate in our character from Rancho as well as the postmaster. But it also shows us some negative qualities, right? Which we should try not to have in us, right? Means we should definitely not have such qualities in us, right? So with that, we come to an end of this chapter, and do comment the qualities of Rancho and the postmaster in the comment section.